You remember Dr. Dolittle was searching for the giant sea snail, and in the 1967 film, came across the Sea Star Island, which, of course, in the books was known as the Spider Monkey Island, I think. And it was drifting away from it, away from Africa, and the boulder toppled into the volcano, and all these dreadful things happened. Well, it was all very exciting, but of course, if you think of the Conservative Party as an island cast adrift, it's currently experiencing a particularly nasty move, akin to a particularly determined crab on a shingle beach. Robert Jenrick has firmly set himself as the rightmost candidate, distancing himself from the centre, like it's the last remaining bog in a drought-stricken field. He insists he has not and will not make any promises to return to the political centre ground, despite a shadow cabinet source claiming he's given assurances to the contrary. It's a classic case of he said, they said in the political jungle. One might say Jenrick's approach to the centre is rather like his stance on France. He knows it exists. He's aware that some people find it useful, but he's entirely comfortable throwing it under the proverbial bus. His recent comments about Emmanuel Macron encapsulate this perfectly, lamenting that the French could fix this problem tomorrow but haven't. It's a bold statement, as if he thinks Paris could wave a magic wand and make the English Channel behave like an invisible force field. Meanwhile, Telegraph readers appear divided, which is hardly surprising given the current party climate. One of them likened Kemi Badenoch to Thatcher, albeit a Thatcher who's even more disdainful of the so-called woke agenda. And yet, it's all somehow drifting further from the fabled one nation values, which the Tory reform group laments as being all but discarded. This isn't a gentle calibration. This isn't it's not a resetting of the compass. This is a full-throttle launch away from the central reservation. Moderates, it seems, are inclined to bin their ballots in dismay. And while Cleverly's supporters, stunned by his unexpected exit, are left murmuring about strategic voting gone wrong, even the Tory stalwart Jacob Rees-Mogg has backed Jenrick, perhaps hoping that Jenrick will tear up the rulebook, or at least the European Convention on Human Rights. I happen to think that Rees-Mogg in this particular sense is right. Jenrick is the better choice between Jenrick and Badenoch, but neither choice is desirable. In short, as the Conservatives jettison centralism, as they move away from the centre, like it's a malfunctioning parachute, we're left wondering if there's anything left to steer back to the centre once the dust settles. The answer, it seems, may hinge on whether Jenrick actually believes the common ground is anything more than a political hologram. My hunch is this is the end of the Conservative Party. And that is bad for British politics. Unless, of course, that is, the Lib Dems really want to push up their game.